Hello everyone, my name is Shankamuffin for all you don't know. Let's meet the team behind Old School Runescape. I've wanted to do this video since the collaboration video I did with Snack Food, which made me curious as to who exactly is on the Old School development team. So I decided, I'm sure there's others out there that have never even knew of some of the people that were behind this game that we so much enjoy. Let's get into the JMod team and learn about who does what, as well as some of the projects that these individuals worked on. JMods are divided up into 8 different team compositions, each focusing on their own responsibilities for the development of Old School RuneScape. The first one up on the list is the Leadership Division. These individuals are responsible for providing guidance, direction, and coordination to the other teams, as well as to Old School RuneScape as a whole. First up on the list is Mod Acorn. Her current title is Associate Producer at Jagex. She originally was part of the anti-cheating team in August of 2018, but she then moved to the community manager position in 2019, and then senior community manager in 2020, to what she is right now as an associate producer. Some notable contributions that she's made were the Seed Vault and the Farming Guild, the Fourth Host Dungeon, as well as the original leagues known as the Twisted Leagues. You guys are probably familiar as to who exactly Mod Acorn is. She's on the podcast quite often that are uploaded on YouTube as well as on their Twitch channel. Next up is Mod Bonsai, who joined the team as an executive producer in 2019. Basically, his job is to get an idea as to the identity for what exactly Old School RuneScape is, as well as determining as to what the long-term strategy is for Old School. From his initial introduction on the podcast, it seems he really wants to understand the community in order to make Old School grow and prosper. Not much is known about Mod Deagle. Seems to have been introduced as an associate art director on the Old School team. He joined Jagex on November 4th, 2019. As for some of the projects he's been on, or more like is potentially working on, speculation is OSRS HD and artwork pieces for promotional material. Mod Fed was originally employed by Jagex on July 22nd in 2019. He currently is working as a quality assurance manager, making sure that the testers for the game are well supported and have the necessary tools and training at hand. Given his initial introduction, he was the one making sure that Leagues was running properly, which allowed people to play the game mode correctly without major hiccups. Next up on the leadership team is Mod Jndr. Nothing much to say about him other than he is the lead producer. Given his title, I'm making an educated guess, but maybe he was one that initially thought of major content that has come across OSRS, such as some of the holiday events in Trailblazer League. Man, this dude has been part of the Old School team for quite some time. Mod John C is the product manager who has been part of the team since January 6th of 2014. Given him being a product manager, as well as the tweet shown, he'd most likely worked on the development of the mobile client, as well as other major projects that progressed the development of the game. Also, fun fact, he was once ranked 4 on the leaderboards. Alright, do I really need to talk about Mod Kieren? This guy is a legend for being the lead content developer. This guy has been part of all the major PVM updates that we've seen since he joined in July of 2015. Chambers of Xeric, the Farming Guild, Volcanic Mine, the Inferno, Theater of Blood, and even Deadman Mode. This man is a legendary leader in the timeline of OSRS. Now, Kieren works more on leading the team for content developers and designers in general. He also steers the content for what the vision is for the content that comes to the game. Honestly, Kieren, don't tell anyone else, but you're my top 3. The last person that's part of the leadership composition is Mod Mike D. He is a product director who joined the team on November 4th of 2019. He has been working on MMOs for the past 20 years. His job at Jagex works with Mod Kieren and Mod Sween to ensure that the envisionment of the product is both represented internally and externally. From what Mod Kieren said in the podcast, Mike D is the new Matt K with a little more seniority. The next team composition goes out to the individuals who are identified as the Wardens. These people are responsible for creating large pieces of content that's aimed to retain and entertain the existing players, as well as attract new ones. Our first Warden on our list is Mod Curse, who has been part of the team since July 7th, 2014. He works as a QA analyst. The notable contributions that he has made have been the Farming Guild, both leagues, Mage Arena 2, Kebos Lowlands, as well as the Make All interface. He has quite the record, it seems. Not much content is out there pertaining to mod Diazong. He joined the team on July 27th, 2020 as a senior systems designer. He also has 15 years of game industry experience. Other than that, I can't find much on him other than his introduction post from Reddit. Next up on the list is Mod Ed, who has a very interesting past with the team. He was originally employed as part of an internship for being a junior QA analyst. After his summer internship in 2016, he later left and came back as a full-time employee on April 18th, 2017. His role now is the senior content developer who is the lead of the Wardens team composition. His responsibility includes the direction of the overall story arc and lore for the game. In addition, making sure that the lore matches up when needed if it's present in RuneScape 3. He's worked on a wide variety of things, but some notable contributions are Skotizo, Master Clues, A Taste of Hope, The Kevils and Kieren Diary, and Song of the Elves. Unfortunately, not much is known about our next mod, who is known as Mod Katie's. All we know is that this person is known as a QA analyst and joined the team on August 24th in 2020. Our next JMod is Mod Oasis, who is a junior content developer. He originally joined the team on October 9th in 2019. He's worked on the 2019 Christmas event, the 2020 birthday and Easter event, as well as the Ferox Enclave. Also, given his introduction stream, he eventually wants to work on some minigame stuff for development. Our last JMod on the Warden composition is Mod Mack, who joined the team on May 26th in 2020 as a junior content developer. He tries to implement new ideas, listen to new ideas, and try to take feedback from the community. Also, for all those PvP fans out there, from his introduction stream, he wants to help out beginners get into PvP. Quite exciting, considering I really don't know much about it. The next team composition for the JMod team is known as The Unknown. These folks are responsible for refining the early game experience aimed to retain new players. Our first JMod that is associated with this team is known as Mod Gecko. This individual joined the team on August 24th, 2020. Not much can be said about this mod other than they are a QA analyst. The leader of the Unknowns is known as Mod Lenny, who originally joined the team on September 5th, 2016. Some of the contributions that Lenny has made is Prif, the collection log, the gauntlet, as well as Old School Runescape Mobile. Next up is Mod Squid, who is the content developer for the Unknowns. He joined the team on the 5th of August in 2020. He's currently working on the design for the fishing skilling boss from his initial introduction podcast. Mod Tide joined the Old School team back in January 2019, the 23rd to be exact. He was originally a junior content developer, but was promoted to content developer on August 16th in 2020. Some of the things he's worked on are Prif, early game improvements, the 2019 Easter event, as well as beginner clues. Our next mod on the list is Mod Wolfy. This mod is a principal QA analyst who started their role for Old School on the 3rd of November 2020. Their only notable contribution has been Soul Wars. The last unknown JMod goes out to Mod Zuko, who is a junior content developer since the 7th of December. Zuko seems like a very fun lass to be around given of what I've seen with posts on Twitter. Also an apparent Avatar The Last Airbender fan, if it wasn't straightforward enough. The next set of JMods goes out to the operators. These JMods are responsible for delivering quality of life updates and responding to what the players want to see. These updates are the ones that you typically see in the polls and weekly game updates. First up on the list is Mod Argo. Nothing is really known about this person except they are a QA analyst. They've been part of the team since 26th of May in 2020, and their notable contributions have been Mahogany Homes and the Death rework. Next up is Mod Flippy. Dude looks like an absolute Chad, knowing full well he's a content developer for the Old School team. He's been here since August 5th, 2019. He's worked on both Leagues, The Nightmare, Sins of the Father, as well as the Hollowed Sepulchre. Also seems like he does music production on the side given his tweet here. Honestly, this dude's Twitter is pretty high quality stuff. I'd highly recommend a follow. Next up is a junior content developer known as Mod Kirby. Nothing can really be said about this JMod since they've recently joined, the 19th of January to be exact. The next J-mod on the operations team is known as Mod Halo. This mod is a QA analyst and has been part of the J-mod team since the 9th of October of 2019. The notable contributions are the Death rework, Ferox Enclave, and the Costume Room rework. Next on the list is Mod Maylea. This J-mod has been part of Jagex since October 2nd, 2006. They currently are a content developer for the Old School team. Nothing can really be said about this J-mod as well. The only thing I could find is the Reddit account to which this individual is commenting about some of the content pertaining to Old School. Last but certainly not the least is Mod Rock. Been part of the Jagex since 2016 and is the lead of the operations team. The notable thing that I've found is that they've worked on Last Man Standing. The next team composition is titled the Juggernauts. These individuals are responsible delivering large group-based game features, like Group Iron Man mode, once that comes out. First up on the list is Mod Arcane, who has been a content developer since the 6th of April in 2020. This dude seems pretty knowledgeable about the game from what I've seen on live streams, as well as he has a passion for the future as to what Old School is entailing. Do I really need to say who Mod Ash is? The guy has been part of the team since 2004 and has contributed so much in the game. He's the principal content developer who leads all of the Juggernauts. He's spending countless hours improving our quality of life, like the, world map of which we see in our in-game client, as well as the make all button. This guy is an absolute legend, even more so because he replies to pretty much every single tweet that is sent his way on Twitter. Mod Bruno joined the team in June of 2018 as a junior QA analyst. Then on October 1st of 2020 was promoted to a QA analyst. He's worked on Darkmare as well as other pieces of content. Mod Elena is a junior content developer for the Old School team. Originally was employed on the 6th of July in 2020. She's got a maxed main, so she knows a thing or two about Old School, that's for sure. Oh, and she wants to see Raids 3. Yeah, I think she's my favorite now. Last one up on the list is Mod Husky, who has been part of the Old School team since March of 2019. Originally was a junior content developer and then promoted to content developer. Husky's most notable contributions have been both leagues, the Forthos Dungeon, as well as the Hallowed Sepulchre. The next team composition is Graphics, who, they provide all the visual assets for the game, who may also be members of other development teams depending on the project. This composition is led by Mod Deagle, who we've mentioned before. First up is Mod Brow, who originally joined the team on the 24th of August in 2020. They are an artist for the Old School team and have worked on the 2020 Halloween and Christmas event. Next up is Mod G, who joined the team on the 28th of November in 2018. She's worked on a lot of different things being a junior character artist. She was the one that created those little sulfur lizards located in the Karoom Slayer dungeon. She also is the one that is looking to design the Bloodbark and Swampbark player kits. Her other contributions have been Song of the Elves, Prith, The Nightmare, and Soul Wars. Our next J-mod artist is Mod Rye. This individual has been part of the Old School team since April 3rd of 2017. The notable contributions that Rye has made have been the mining expansion, Bryophyta, Tob, Making Friends with My Arm, The Nightmare, Hollowed Graceful Set, and more Ulrek. The last person is Mod West. This mod has been part of the team since the 23rd of May in 2016. He has worked on a wide variety of content, ranging from the Hosidius rework to the original Treasure Trail expansion that was in 2016. The next section for the team composition goes out to the game engine techs. These people provide the work required for content developers to create content. First up on the list is Mod Boko, who is a senior game engineer developer. Mod Boko has been part of the team since April of 2013. Truly, he's seen this game change over the years. Next up is Mod Morty. Literally cannot find anything on this person except that they are a Java game developer. Nothing listed on the wiki pertaining to the date of hire, social media, nothing. He's an absolute ghost. Our next J-mod is Mod Nin, who is a game engineer developer. Nin has been part of the team since the 5th of September 2016. Given this tweet, I'd say he's working on making sure that the numbers add up to what they're supposed to be, like the clue scroll numbers actually going over 100,000. The last person on this list is Mod Vegard. He's been part of the team since the 31st of March in 2014. And clearly he's acting as his title of being a lead game engine developer, since his last tweet was nearly a year ago at this point. Our last team composition goes out to the publishing team. These JMods are responsible for communicating with the players and act as a conduit for the game's releases, working closely with the development teams based on the potential project. Mod Archie is first to be talked about pertaining to the publishing team. Originally was hired on the 13th of October in 2014. Chris has worked on numerous projects throughout his career, commentating Deadman tournaments to communicating on official OSRS videos. He's truly a pioneer with old school content. Happy birthday, Mod Archie. Next up on the list is Mod Ayiza. He was originally hired on the 13th of September back in 2017, but had to part ways with the company due to personal reasons in late 2018. But the lad came back as a senior community manager in November 2020. He also is known for being on stage commentating events, as well as being active with the old school community through live streams. Mod Banjo is the editorial manager, was originally hired on the 23rd of July of 2018. Nothing can be said about this mod, as the Twitter account is vacant. There's literally no tweets from this mod. The next mod is the junior copywriter who was hired on the 4th of March in 2019. This is Mod Errol, who probably is far too busy writing up documents for the preservation of Old School Runescape. Next up is Mod Gaines, who is the brand and product marketing executive. He was hired on October 22nd back in 2018. Again, nothing else from this JMod. I couldn't really find much. The next mod is Mod Kondosi, who is the product marketing manager who was hired back in July of 2018. This mod was the person who decided that it would be risky to work with Nine Rain and Jimmy on the Trailblazer music video, but I'm sure that the team is happy that they did work with these two, as it was a grand success. The next mod is Mod Light, who is the community manager. Seems they're brand new, seeing as they were hired on the 11th of January of 2021. So not much can be said about this mod. Next up is Mod Lottie, who is the senior product analyst. We're unsure as to when this mod was hired, and particularly, this mod likes to post on Twitter pertaining to statistics about pet drops and other things. So I gotta ask Mod Lottie, do you think there'll ever be a PVM pet for me to go under the drop rate on my PAX Ari account? Mod Nasty is up next on the list, who is the product analyst. He's been here since the 2nd of July back in 2018. Not much can be said about him, seems he's awfully quiet on Twitter. Continuing onwards, next up is Mod Sarni. The mod is the community manager who joined back in August 10th of 2020. It seems this mod is very active on the 2007scape subreddit, answering questions that people have pertaining to new updates, as well as informing the community as to what's to be coming or happening. Mod Steve W is the old school customer support manager who has been part of Jagex as a whole since April 2017. Hopefully we'll see some big plans from him in 2021. We have to be hopeful. The final mod who is part of the publishing team is Mod Swain, who is the lead community manager. We've seen this handsome lad through a lot, or mostly all, of the old school live streams, making him the charming host that he is. Unfortunately, I couldn't find information as to when he exactly joined the team. Anyways guys, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you figured out some useful information pertaining to the JMods. I know that through my research I tried to find a little bit about them, as I am not a super in-depth detective, but from what I could find, I hope that you guys learned something new, as well as you got a better idea as to who exactly is behind this inner mechanism of old school RuneScape. Anyways guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. My name is Shankamuffin. I'm signing out. Please enjoy this outro.